majority of most importantly, you will be surprised by this discovery: Pierce Brosnan's transformation into James Bond. The trajectory of Pierce Brosnan's life and career is characterized by skill, tenacity, and an unwavering desire to develop as an actor. Born in Drogheda County, Louth, Ireland, on May 16, 1953, early in life, Brosnan was surrounded by the culture and allure of his Irish heritage. His early life experience, formed by the wonders and difficulties of his upbringing in Ireland, gave him an interest in narrative and an interest in human nature. At an early age, he was attracted to performances, fascinated by the expressive potential and the capacity to his feelings by performing. This early passion for the arts prepared the way for a career that would ultimately encompass contents, decades, and a diverse range of positions. Dedicated to pursuing his enthusiasm, Brosnan enrolled at one of the most prominent acting schools in the United Kingdom, the Drama Centre London. Kingdom, where he would be given official instruction and expert direction. He received his diploma in 1975 from the Drama Centre, a significant event that signaled the beginning of his career as a professional actor, outfitted with technical proficiency, self-control, and a strong commitment to his work. Only 2 years after finishing his official schooling, Brosnan attracted the interest of one of the most. Tennessee Williams is a renowned dramatist. In 1977, Brosnan made his theatrical debut as a professional when Williams cast him in The Red Devil Battery Sign. This, the crucial occasion, gave him the chance to demonstrate his range, presence, and commitment in an official theater environment. He gained insight by working under a renowned dramatist, exploring the intricacies of live performance, character development, and the cooperative nature of narrative. In addition to laying the groundwork for his subsequent roles in television and movies, Brosnan's early stage work developed the professionalism and discipline that would come to define his career. This formative time gave him the opportunity to experiment with a variety of personas and hone an acting technique that struck a balance between passion and charm. His most famous roles would later be defined by this balance. The 1980s were a time when Brosnan's ascent to fame, starting with his part in the Remington detective series on NBC. The show Steel ran from 1982 to 1987. Throughout this series, he played the calming and mysterious investigator who blended cunning, charm, and a sense of comedy. The show's distinctive fusion of comedy, romance, and mystery allowed Brosnan to show off his flexibility, and it became an immediate commercial and critical hit. They attracted audiences to his capacity to handle intricate plots while preserving an affable, relatable demeanor. He became a television celebrity thanks to his role as Remington Steele, earning him not credibility in the entertainment sector as well as appeal among fans. Throughout 5 seasons, Brosnan showed that they could carry a show by striking a balance between lighter, humorous times, a talent that would later improve his roles in stage and movie productions. This time frame was essential in establishing him as a prominent performer who could command attention, and it established the framework for his entry into the international film industry. In the 1990s, Brosnan reached a new height of international renown that is rarely attained by actors. He was cast in 1995 as James Bond, assuming a role with high stakes and a wealth of cinematic heritage. GoldenEye, his debut Bond movie, presented viewers with a rendition of the spy that blended charm, refinement, and nuanced emotional nuance. Brosnan's analysis Bond received recognition for maintaining the character's core despite introducing it with an individuality that was all his own. He went on to play Bond in the 1997 film Tomorrow Never Dies, Die Another Day 2002, and The World Is Not Enough 1999. Every movie that permits him to investigate various aspects of the character. In these 4 movies, hemorrhaged to vulnerable moments with high-stakes action scenes, demonstrating his capacity to manage multifaceted, intricate responsibilities. Brosnan's time as Bond cemented his reputation as a world-renowned figure, drawing both critical praise and financial success. During this time, his performances demonstrate his capacity to blend intelligence, emotional complexity, and physicality, characteristics that made Bond more than just an action hero and made him relatable to a wide range of people. In addition to his well-known Bond performance, Brosnan obtained U.S. citizenship in 2004. His life took a dramatic personal turn. This demonstrated a devotion that was both pragmatic and symbolic, enabling him to completely fit into the American movie business while keeping his Irish heritage. The opportunity to become a citizen prospects for more professional opportunities and stability in Hollywood, exhibiting a careful approach to striking a balance between goals for one's career and personal life. This significant occasion was Montana status in law. It represented a more expansive view of identity, community, and the blending of career, tradition, and family. Brosnan saw it as a time of confirming his position in American and European film while providing opportunities for fresh artistic pursuits that would broaden his professional horizons. Following his Bond days, Brosnan kept looking for parts that would highlight his flexibility and appeal to a larger viewers. He starred in the Mamma Mia movie series from 2015 to 2018. A shift away from his thriller and action-focused work, he was able to embrace a lighter, more melodic side because to these movies. Excellent performance, showcasing his versatility in blending many genres while retaining his charisma and charm. He had become a familiar figure to spectators. His part in the movies Mama Mia presented him to a younger audience and gave them a glimpse of a distinct aspect of his performance that was based in warmth, relatability, and humor. The popularity of these movies highlighted his lasting appeal and demonstrated his readiness to embark on tasks that went against the guidelines set by his prior profession, demonstrating bravery and adaptability. As an actor, Brosnan has developed further in recent years, accepting roles such as Mobland in 2022 to 2023 and The Thursday Murder Club. These movies enabled him to investigate modern stories based on crime, intrigue, and emotionally charged storytelling, further showcasing his ability to play nuanced roles by choosing projects ranging from ensemble comedies to dark thrillers. Brosnan has demonstrated a dedication to development and continuous practice of the acting craft. His selection of roles indicates a conscious attempt to stay current while investigating novel difficulties, demonstrating that his career is not at all characterized by prior achievements. This ongoing development demonstrates a commitment not to performance and to the continuous investigation of human experience via use of narrative. Controversy around Pierce. November 2023, Pierce Brosnan was confronted with an unexpected controversy during the Yellowstone National Park production of Unholy Trinity. He received a citation for strolling in prohibited thermal areas during production, a breach of the park's regulations intended to safeguard both tourists and the delicate resort setting. The tickets were categorized as minor infractions. However, in January 2024, they made him appear at the Yellowstone Justice Center, bringing attention to an event that could have stayed small otherwise. This incident brought attention to the duty of public leaders in following rules even in natural environments where errors could have more severe repercussions because of the media. While there were no significant legal ramifications for the citations, they served as a warning that even small mistakes in judgment can turn into well-known scandals, especially when there are celebs involved. Yellowstone National Park's famous geothermal features and fragile ecosystem are governed by stringent safety and conservation regulations. Additionally, any infraction, no matter how small, calls into doubt consciousness, accountability, and the impact of well-known authorities on public conduct. For Brosnan, a performer with a reputation for professionalism and tact management, this small legal matter stood out in contrast to his philanthropy, showing how even small mistakes in high-profile circumstances can draw attention from the public and media. Pay attention. The incident sparked conversations about celebrity behavior, environmental responsibility, and protected regions, as well as the wider effects of how people behave in environmentally delicate areas, proving that the behavior of well-known individuals can affect how society views and expects ways that routine activities might not. In the beginning of 2016, Brosnan had been involved in another controversy, but this one was unrelated to environmental laws, but also to celebrity health and moral issues. He made an appearance in a commercial for the well-known Indian pan masala brand Pan Bahar. Chewing concoction. Although pan masala is a popular traditional food, it contains ora nut and component that has been identified by the World Health Organization as a carcinogen associated with malignancies of the mouth and throat. The product was shown in the advertisement in a seemingly innocuous and culturally familiar setting. With its connection to health professionals, and the media expressed disapproval and alarm over the worldwide actor. Observers. Brosnan's reaction showed a determined attempt to uphold honesty, convey openness, and rectify the public record while restating his ethical principles and personal beliefs. Pierce's gang arrives, and accusations of an affair, keeping up the string of difficulties and disputes in Pierce Brosnan's public 2025 carried with it both personal accusations and professional criticism that received a lot of attention. When the Paramount Plus series Mobland debuted, Brosnan came under fire because of his interpretation of an Irish accented figure. Even though Brosnan was born, some viewers in Ireland questioned whether his speech was genuine, saying that the subtleties of an Irish dialect were not well conveyed by the accent. On social media and in entertainment news, criticism started to be discussed, with some viewers engaging in debate whether Brosnan's speech patterns were representative of authentic Irish speaking. In response, Brosnan justified his strategy by stating that he had based the dialect on a Kerry County native, heeding the guidance of a qualified dialect coach. This justification demonstrated the meticulous planning he exhibits, a dedication to authenticity and cultural sensitivity when performing. Nuances. Even if certain viewers aren't convinced, the circumstantial the difficulties actors encounter when attempting to depict regional or cultural traits, demonstrating that a performer's personal history and professional expertise do not necessarily protect them from public opinion. Even actors like Brosnan, who have been in the business for decades, scrutinized for the intricacies of their work, especially when depicting elements as distinct and well known as an accent. The expectations of the audience can be influenced by individual perspective, cultural familiarity, and local knowledge, establishing a complicated environment where presumptive authenticity and artistic interpretation are evaluated. In the same year, accusations unrelated to Brosnan's personal life brought it under public scrutiny. Expert labor. Claire, a woman, openly stated that Brosnan had engaged 30 years ago. When he was dating Keely Shaw Smith, his current wife, he had an affair with her. These accusers surfaced decades after the purported incidents, garnering public and media interest. Broen has not made any public remarks about these allegations. Hence, the problem remains unsubstantiated in the public domain. The re-emergence of personal accusations that date back decades demonstrates the ongoing curiosity about the private lives of celebrities, and it illustrates how public figures are frequently held responsible in court over something that might have happened a long time ago. This situation emphasizes the sensitive balance that prominent people need to keep between openness and privacy, as social discourse, media amplification, and public interest can put a great deal of pressure on private things regardless of confirmation or supporting data. For Brosnan, who has established a career and despite his well-respected public character, these accusations constitute a serious breach of his privacy, demonstrating how the relationship between past actions and stardom can swiftly become a topic of discussion. Irrespective of aim or context, the life, career, and legacy of Cassandra Harris. Following up on the conversation on Pierce Brosnan's life and work, examining Cassandra Harris's life is crucial, since she had a crucial role in both Brosnan's personal history as well as the broader realm of television and movies. Sandra Colleen Waits was born in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia on December 15, 1948. Harris had a great deal of promise early on. Her dedication to the performing arts was demonstrated when she enrolled in NIDA, the esteemed National Institute of Dramatic Art in Sydney, was only 12 years old, a remarkably youthful age that represented both aptitude and drive. Known for turning out some of Australia's best actors, NIDA offered Harris provided her with a demanding performance education, teaching her self-control, skill, and discipline that would define her professional life. This early exposure to structured instruction laid the foundation for her later success on stage and television, and demonstrated a determined commitment to her trot from an early age, stressing the value of training and skill improvement in the performing industry. Harris started performing on stage in her mid-teens, a medium that requires audience participation, timing, and live adaptability. From 1964 till she had an appearance in the Sydney theatrical version of Boeing in 1965, earning worthwhile professional theater experience. This level of stage performance necessitates not only memorization and technological proficiency as well as the flexibility to react in real time to audience reactions and co-act. Additionally, Harris's early exposure to these pressures enhanced her adaptability as an actor. Harris's confidence and professionalism were bolstered by his early performances attributes that would eventually help her make the move to international television and movies. Her performance on stage demonstrated her ability to manage a variety of responsibilities, successfully engage audiences, and communicate both dramatic and humorous timing, displaying her range of abilities even at such a young age. Moving from the stage to the cinema, Harris started making movie appearances in the late 1970s, signifying the growth of her career outside of Australian theatre. In 1978, she starred in The Greek Tycoon, a movie that demonstrated her capacity to play nuanced parts and handle the complexities of a feature film starring well-known stars. After this, she had an appearance in Rough Cut in 1980, enhancing her visibility in foreign filmmaking. These roles in movies showed her flexibility and readiness to take on a variety of performance challenges, proving that Harris could transition between the stage and the screen with ease. By taking part in international projects, she raised her profile and expanded her professional network, paving the way for the distinguishing part that would bind her to the James Bond series for all time. Consequently, Pierce Brosnan's own developing professional path. Harris's most prominent and well-known role of Harriet in the James Bond movie in 1981 as Countess Liz von Sechel AF. Just for Your Eyes. Her position in cinematic history was solidified by her role as part of one of the most durable and well-known movie franchises in the world. Harris was a sophisticated, charming, and poised performance. Attributes that let her leave a lasting impression on both critics and spectators. Her part in a James Bond movie not only improved her reputation abroad but also established a business relationship with Pierce Brosnan, who would subsequently assume the recognizable role of James Bond. The relationship between Harris Brosnan's subsequent time as Bond and his efforts in the franchise highlights the ways that the entertainment industry frequently sees the intersection of personal and professional life, influencing trajectory and public opinion simultaneously. Her involvement in such a well-known movie showed her capacity to handle challenging international productions and enhanced her standing as a competent and a brilliant actress. Harris's personal life was deeply entwined with her career achievements. With Brosnan's, she wed Pierce Brosnan on December 27, 1980, establishing a relationship that was indirectly professional but also personal. Their union occurred during the early stages of Brosnan's career before he played James Bond, and Harris's mutual comprehension of the difficulties involved was made possible by established expertise in television and movies. in a performance-focused public life. Their mutual background in the entertainment sector enabled a relationship based on respect for one another and one's vocation, illustrating how actors frequently depend on one another to help them manage jobs that need public visibility. At this point in Brosnan's life, Harris played a crucial role, not just as a husband but also as a fellow entertainer who could understand the demands, attention, and commitment necessary for their common line of work. Cancer, Cassandra's legal battle, and terrible loss. Building on the previous conversation about Cassandra Harris's career chronology and her individual achievements, it is evident that her tale cannot be completely comprehended without taking into account the challenges, problems, and scandals that surrounded her life. These difficulties not only influenced her individual experiences but also helped to define her legacy. Today, although she is praised for her on-screen and stage roles, her life was characterized by very personal, occasionally agonizing, and unquestionably human. By taking these things into account, we may better comprehend Cassandra Harris not just as an actress but also as a woman negotiating family tragedy, health issues, and court cases. Among the first documented difficulties in Harris's private life happened in 1975,